students from the region. Professionals with experience addressing local challenges such as land subsidence will share innovative technologies and research findings. The program includes a keynote lecture by Busan City Mayor Park Kyung-jun, and special sessions will cover urban safety, infrastructure, coastal and marine development, and high-level waste facility construction. Additional events feature a career lecture, job fair, civil engineering quiz, and a creative design competition, offering opportunities for learning, networking, and showcasing talent. Busan City will host the 13th Korea Open Busan International Dragon Boat Festival from today for 5 days at Suyeonggang River Apex Naru Park. Dragon boating is a water sport where teams of 12 to 20 row in rhythm to a drummer, racing across the water in boats decorated with dragon heads and tails. Official races on tomorrow and the 30th will feature 22 teams and over 550 participants from 12 countries, including the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Competitions include 200-meter and 300-meter races for 12 and 22-person crews, divided into open, women's, and mixed categories. At the same time, the Busan Mayor's Cup Dragon Boat Tournament will welcome around 300 club members nationwide. In international news, a school shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday morning left 2 children dead and around 10 others injured. The gunman, armed with rifles and a handgun, opened fire at a Catholic school during morning mass, then took his own life behind a church. Victims, including 14 children, were treated at nearby hospitals with 2 sustaining serious injuries. The FBI is investigating the attack as domestic terrorism and a hate crime against Catholics. And now for today's weather. Current temperatures are 30 degrees Celsius, with the weather gradually becoming cloudy today. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM, 부산 영어 방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산 영어 방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM, 부산 영어 방송.
Good morning and welcome to Busan Worldwide. That cup of coffee you had on your way to work or the leftover delivery containers from last night, do you ever throw them away without a second thought? The piles of waste we produce each day may feel invisible, but when we look closer, we see they grow into mountains of garbage that threaten our cities and damage our planet. It's a challenge we can no longer ignore. 그래서 전 세계는 지금 폐기물을 단순한 처리 차원이 아니라 도시 생존의 핵심 전략으로 삼고 있습니다. The European Union has adopted a circular economy action plan holding companies accountable not just for their products but also for the waste they create. Japan, for many years, has pursued the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, as a national goal. And in Singapore, waste is not simply incinerated, it is transformed into electricity, creating new value in the process. Sustaining our planet is no longer a choice, it has become a necessity. Well, this is Busan Worldwide, and I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon.
This is Busan Worldwide, your window into Busan, your bridge to the world.
That's right. You're tuned in live this Thursday morning, August 28th on BEFM Busan 영어 방송 90.5 FM in Busan and 103.3 FM in Gijang, Jeonggan, and Noksan areas. Now, Busan has long been striving to become a leading city in resource circulation, from facilities like the Saenggok landfill and the food recycling plant to the resource circulation complex, as well as initiatives led by citizens themselves, such as recycling campaigns and the food waste pay-as-you-throw system. The city has been building a practical working system of circular economy in action. And Paraguay, through its National Development Plan, has also placed sustainable urban development at the core of its vision. It is strengthening waste management and resource circulation system to really achieve that goal. And recently, Busan and Paraguay came together through the training program on strengthening solid waste management capacity in the capital region of Paraguay. And the program was a meaningful opportunity for both sides to share ideas on the shared challenge of resource circulation. So, in today's segment of the interview, we'll be joined by two participants of this program. We'll hear what insights and experiences they gained and discuss possibilities for future cooperation with Busan. With that, here's today's text question. When you've traveled abroad, what Korean food did you miss the most? Or what Korean food do you always make sure to bring with you when you go overseas? 네, 오늘의 문자 주제 알려드릴게요. 해외에 나갔을 때 가장 생각났던 한국 음식 무엇인가요? 또 해외에 갈 때 꼭 챙겨가는 한국 음식이 있으시면 또 알려주세요. Now, about this text question, when you traveled abroad, what Korean food did you miss the most? I do have a short story to tell. Now, I have a friend named Eunji. She is a childhood friend from Korea, and she's Korean, of course. And when I was living in Arizona, she visited me, and that was about 10 years ago. And I remember she arrived in Arizona, arrived in my apartment. She started unpacking her stuff, and she started taking out all these 컵라면s from her suitcase. 컵라면 after 컵라면, and she even like folded them together, and I'm like, what is this girl doing? And she said, oh, I was worried that you won't have 컵라면 in Arizona. First of all, we do have Korean marts in Arizona. It's not that much of a 시골. But also, I was thinking, you're in America, you should have American food, right? But I didn't understand, and I judged her at the time. That was 10 years ago. Now I'm living in Korea for about 6-7 years. And I went to Da Nang, Vietnam a couple weeks ago. And I actually missed 컵라면. And I was thinking about my friend Eunji, and I was like, I understand her now. I miss Korean food. I miss 컵라면. So I would have to say 컵라면. And if Eunji, you are listening, I'm sorry for judging you. But listeners like that, do let us know your thoughts, your stories, and what you miss when you go abroad. And you can send us your messages to pound 9050 for 101 or for free through Kakao Talk or YouTube live chat as well. We have a lot of messages coming in, I believe, Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm going to try to read some of them. We do have, let's see. I'm going to try my best. We have Rafael Roman messaging in, Vamos Paraguay. And we also have Rosario Godoyni messaging as well, and Diana Ni messaging in saying, Arriba Paraguay. And Alana Ni messaging in saying, Gracias Busan. I know that. Thank you, Busan. So thank you so much for messaging in today, and continue to stay with us as we focus on Busan and Paraguay during the interview. We also have Benny Neem, of course, messaging in saying hello, happy Thursday as well. With that, let's jump into today's main topic, main segment of the day, the interview. And now it's time for the interview. waste management isn't just about taking out the trash. It's about keeping cities healthy, protecting the environment, and securing our future. Around the world, circular resource policies are turning waste into value, fighting climate change while creating new opportunities. And Busan is leading with advanced landfills, food recycling, and strong citizen involvement. Now, Paraguay, through its PND 2030 plan, is also prioritizing sustainable cities and waste management. And this week, through the KOICA Global Training Program, Busan is sharing its know-how with policymakers from Paraguay. Today, we'll hear from Luis Alberto and Rumilda or Rumi about what they've learned in Busan and how they plan to bring those insights back home. 폐기물 관리는 도시의 건강과 미래 세대의 삶을 결정짓는 중요한 문제입니다. 이번 연수에선 부산의 자원순환 경험을 파라과이 정책결정자들과 나누며 지속가능한 발전을 위한 협력을 이어가고 있습니다. 오늘 더 인터뷰에선 코이카 글로벌 연수에 참여한 루이스 알베르토 그리고 루밀다와 함께합니다. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Hello.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have both of you in the studio today. First, please introduce yourself to our listeners and share what work you're currently responsible for in Paraguay and briefly describe the environmental conditions in your respective cities, please.
Hello, I am Luis Alcina. I'm really very pleased to visit Busan. We're here very warmly received by the Busan Global City Foundation through KOICA program. I currently serve as the head of institutional environmental license monitoring of the city of Asunsión. Yeah, no, the name is very long. My main responsibility is to ensure compliance of environmental regulations across all municipal departments. This includes buildings, markets, cemeteries, bus terminals, the zoo, and urban waste.
Oh, wow. Are you gonna? Can you tell us a little bit about your city?
Yeah, well, Asunción is the capital city of Paraguay. It's relatively small, but with around 500,000 inhabitants.
Oh, wow.
But it faces a daily challenge of receiving about 2.5 million people who come to work, study, business, do their lives, and then they return to the cities. You can tell.
Yeah.
In just an hour, we come to 1 to 5 times more people in the city.
Oh, wow.
This is a great major environmental burden to the shoulders of every citizen of the city.
Right. Remarkable indeed. And Mr. Lewis, it sounds like your responsibilities really cover almost every aspect of the city life in Asunción. Now, I do want to hear also from Ms. Rumi.
Good morning. Thank you for having us this morning. My name is Rumi Brites. I'm the general coordinator of the first Mancomunidad de Municipalidades de Coordillerita. Is an intermunicipal organization dedicated to addressing shared challenges among our member cities. And this Mancomunidad is this objective and is focused on medium and small cities.
I see. Now you mentioned the coordinating across different cities and how collaboration is definitely essential when it comes to tackling waste as well.
Yes,
right.
We have 6 members and about 87,000 of population across these 6 cities. So we are kind of small.
Right.
Comparing to Busan population and other districts. And one of our main core of working is the proper waste management.
I see. So then what made you decide to join this training program that we're talking about, and what goals do you hope to achieve by the time it ends?
Well, when I heard about the program, I decided to apply immediately. The opportunity presented was not of the ordinary. You might think. I already knew about Korea and especially Busan City approach waste management through resource circulation concept. It's a whole new paradigm, waste as a resource, and it is at its best.
Right.
Of course, conditions are far from the same, but we always find room to take successful cases to convert and adapt it to our needs and our realities.
Right, definitely. And adapting successful models from our city to fit the reality of Paraguay shows that solutions can always be flexible. And when it's flexible and not just copied, it makes them a little bit more sustainable as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about you, Miss Rumi?
Yeah, as Luis says, we are here to learn of the successful strategy that Busan is applying to your city, and we are eager to improve learning your strategy, our strategy, as we adapt it to our reality. As different from Asunción, which is the capital of Paraguay, we are 60 kilometers away from Asunción, but we are small, so our strategy have to be adapted to more to the community.
Right.
And we are learning here that Busan is applied, working a lot with the community as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is what our city is striving for as well. Now, during this program, you had the chance to attend lectures, field visits, and cultural activities here in Korea. So what activity or site impressed you the most? Let's hear from Mr. Lewis.
Well, as an environmental professional, I must mention the Sanggon District Complex. I was impressed by the responsible and well-directed approach to managing waste as a city resource.
Right, definitely. And I think the Sangok district complex leaves a strong impression, and I'm sure for everyone as well. How about you, Miss Rumi?
Yeah, the same. I think we love the Busan complex economic circulating program. Very impressed where the final disposal place is you are having in the high altitude in the mountains, where our final disposal place is more like a flat area. So it was interesting to me to learn how you manage where the final disposal place is located, because sometimes we think about where we're gonna be located, since many people don't like to live near waste management disposal. So that strategy learning from Busan, it was very interesting to me, at least.
Right. And on YouTube, we are seeing a lot of pictures of places you've been to. And in the actually the cultural side of it, I heard you got to experience some hanbok as well, right?
Oh, that was fun.
Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah. I mean, since the day since the moment we enter in the museum, and the woman who take care of us, there was in such a gentle way, and it make you live the experience and feel in your Korean cultural skin, and dressing like you. And I think it's very important, the experience, so we can become more empathic the other culture. And I really love that place.
I'm so glad. It's all about the experience, not just trying those on and the pictures, but also trying them on. That experience itself is very precious indeed, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And everyone who tried it, I'm seeing the pictures on YouTube, but every one of them so beautiful. Hanbok is indeed very beautiful. Well, please introduce your cities a little bit more about the current state of waste management there, and share the goals of your maybe policies that you're aiming to achieve as well.
Well, Asunción, as I told before, is relatively small in area and in population. However, it faces a significant challenge. They receive a significant number of people to carry on their own lives and tasks. They overload the demand of services of the city that must be provided in all aspects, in particular regarding the topic the program addresses waste management. the special way Busan City approached waste management, comparing waste as a city resource. It's very interesting, mostly because the people. It's a very sincere way to manage the people resources.
Definitely. I think seeing waste as well as a resource, like you mentioned, rather than just a problem, could really change the way services are provided in the capital city. How about you, Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, well, we are located, as I say, only 60 kilometers away from Asunción, which is good, but at the same time is challenged, right? We are in this association with 6 members. We have Altos, Atira. Atira is the cleanest city of Paraguay and is declared recently as the ecological capital of Paraguay because of his practices in waste management, right? But we also have Nueva Colombia. She is the mayor. She's with us in this program, accompanying us. Of Nueva Colombia, we have Loma Grande and Emboscada. And we are currently working on a campaign in educational institutions in urban areas on separate waste and also look at them as resource. And in this program, we kind of validate that here because you guys also have a lot of educational program that we look and we inspire us as well. So I think those are the common. And we are also, our districts are very natural place. We have a lot of natural resources, water, green areas, and also agriculture.
So, which means you would want to protect that as well. Yeah. And expanding, as you mentioned, education campaigns would be very smart way to build like a long-term habit across generations as well, which is so important. Now, listeners, if you're just tuning into Busan Worldwide, we are in the middle of the interview with Mr. Lewis and Ms. Rumi, and we are talking through the Koika Global Training Program that Busan is sharing with Paraguay as well. Now, after seeing Busan's waste management technologies and policies, what technology or policy would you most like to apply when you return to Paraguay?
Well, at first, what caught my attention was the waste segregation and sorting system. Very interesting mechanism that involved the participation not only in technology but people as well. First people, and then the high-tech machinery supported by artificial intelligence.
Oh, wow. And it'd be great way and great to see how that could be adapted in Paraguay in the future.
I believe so.
And Ms. Rumi?
I really like the Busan Resource Circulation Cooperation Center.
Oh, okay.
And I love the slogan that they have there. There's no such a thing as useless trash in this world.
Ooh, I like that.
And I think that I take that as a learning and also as an inspiration for us to continue our education program for schools, middle school, early education, and also high school system. We are working now with 24 educational institutions in Coordillerita. So that inspired me, and I think also the mayor, to promote even more this slogan that the Busan Resource Circulation Center is doing. I think it's an amazing job.
Right. There is no such thing as useless trash in this world. I'm sure that's very inspiring. And that makes you, thinking as well, right? Well, then, what changes do you think the knowledge and experience gained from this training could bring to the waste management systems in your respective cities? Mr. Lewis?
Well, situations are very different. The energy mix, land availability, budget resources. There are equivalent environmental principles and specific processes. This can be successfully adapted to the needs and reality of our environmental environment, such as the automated sorting system for waste, and it's already considered unused and found otherwise become in landfills.
Right. Excellent point. And even if resources are different, adapting processes like you mentioned, automated sorting could bring immediate impact. How about you, Ms. Rumi?
I think is for us, at least from medium and small cities in Paraguay, the policies had to be implemented better for our city and has to be adapted. It's not the same for big cities or the capital that is for medium or small cities because of lack of resources and so on. So I think for me is the process or adapting the policies to be successful.
Absolutely. Now, one of the core topics of this training was resource circulation, and we've mentioned it. So could you share your thoughts on why achieving sustainable development through resource circulation beyond just solving waste issues is so important?
Well, in my case, I've always believed that everything should be treated as a resource. And it is not good common sense to waste resources that pay taxes, taxpayers well-earned money. It's a concept of differentiating between expenses and investment.
I appreciate that view, actually, seeing waste management as an investment, not an expense. And I think that reframes the whole issue as well. Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, I think the resource circulation is the way. It's the way that we can approach this challenge properly, I guess. And it's friendlier with everyone, with the 3 R's implementing, with our better policies adapting into our reality. And I think it is what in resource circulation, there's a lot of education and mindset changing too. The mindset is you're working with people, and that's take time and patience and resources. Yeah, so
definitely, and it goes just beyond waste, right? It, like you mentioned,
it's a system.
It's a system, and there's people in the middle of the system, and it's very important. And with people, it has to start with our hearts as well and your mindset. Well, listeners, if you're tuning into Busan Worldwide, we are in the middle of the interview talking about PND 2030 plan from Paraguay, as well as the KOICA Global Training Program with Mr. Lewis and Ms. Rumi as well. Well, Paraguay has set sustainable urban development as a key goal through its PND 2030 National Development Plan. So how do you think this training can help support the achievement of these goals?
Well, sustainability, properly understood with its 3 pillars, economics, social, and environmental, must definitely be sufficiently balanced. I think the experience gained in Busan provides a balanced and well-designed vision to provide solutions to Busan needs, and that can be replicated in Asunción in its own way and form.
Right. And balance among the economic, social, and environmental pillars really is the key.
Must be balanced.
Right. Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, and we're seeing here in the Busan system that there's a lot of multi-sectoral approach, right? And I think that is one of the learning that we need to improve in our system too, that involves every sector in the system. And we have a responsibility in managing waste, especially, and it's a resource, it's not a waste.
Right, and that's very important. And citizens' voluntary participation and awareness are essential in solving waste problems. And Ms. Rumi actually mentioned that it starts with people. But in your cities, what efforts are being made to raise public awareness? And are there any programs or campaigns that encourage direct citizen participation?
Well, I can speak for the city of Asunción. For several years, the municipality has been conducting awareness campaigns among citizens, especially school-age children and adolescents who are the ones that most likely to bring the change in society.
Right, definitely. Children and adolescents often bring those lessons home, right? And it influences the entire families, hopefully. And Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, currently we have in Coordilleita initiative focusing on a comprehensive awareness campaign targeting educational institutions, as I mentioned earlier. And this going in our 6 cities members.
Okay.
In a standard campaign also. This campaign is specifically designed to promote understanding and adoption of waste separation and recycling practices. And throughout this program, we aim to positively influence the parents of the children attending the participating schools, fostering a community-wide commitment to environmental responsibility. So, we start at the beginning of this year, this campaign, and kids are very excited. And I think we're going to have a good outcome at the end of the year. We'll see.
Oh, that's great to hear. And I think it's a powerful strategy starting with schools and inspiring students and then parents as well. Then through this training, I'm sure you've seen Busan's various waste management facilities and policies. So what impressed you the most about initiatives? And also, how do you think these kinds of programs could help improve public awareness and participation in Paraguay?
Well, I was very impressed about the ESG program center initiative, especially the association with employment opportunity for seniors. There are a sector often forgotten to the daily grid of activity, but one of that can still contribute to a lot to the society. Children and elderly are natural allies.
Oh, right.
Likewise, Paraguay society is a traditional values, respect for elders. This same experience can easily be replicated and used to win the sympathy and support of people.
Definitely. Focusing on seniors is inspiring, and encouraging intergenerational participation shows that everyone can contribute, right, no matter their age. How about you, Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, I agree with Luis. We both agree, actually. We visited the cookie factory, for example, and we learned how the seniors are involved and also kids, and we also saw their complex in how kids are involved creatively in this system and in this process. So I think that's one of our favorites.
Oh, that's
very
great to
inspirational.
hear.
Yes.
Yeah. And with that, I do want to talk about maybe ways for citizens in Paraguay and Busan to share ideas or collaborate on solving waste management issues. For example, what are your thoughts on joint projects or challenges involving youth groups and environmental organizations in both cities?
Well, Asunción citizens are generally very aware of environmental problems caused by improper waste and disposal. Citizens support the situation when they are proper managed by the municipal government. I think the collaboration could receive in the future involve not only administrative support but also technology transfer, know-how.
Right. And that's very practical vision. Can you tell us about the future cooperation, Ms. Rumi?
Yeah, talking about technology, right? I imagine for this future cooperation, especially for the youth program, is sharing projects like reusing plastic at school, organizing online events to exchange up, and maybe challenges in clean up our towns, and we share photos or something like that, something that can inspire and our youth from the other side of the continent can see, oh, they're doing the same, or this having this idea, so we can imitate that good practice.
I like
Both
that.
sides.
Yeah, joint youth, projects. I would love to see that. Well, let's talk a little bit about your cities. If someone listening to the show wants to visit Asunción or one of those 6 member cities, what places, activities, or foods would you recommend?
Well, Asunción is a welcoming city, hospitable to visitors, always offering a warm embrace. We welcome visitors to our traditional asado, a barbecue. Best meat you can taste, I'm sure of that. It also offers opportunity for investors looking for diversity. Paraguay has earned investment grade status and earned credibility. The Bay of Asunción has protected the wetland areas that are a route to migratory birds. Our Paraguay River gives us our name is a simple marble, mighty, gentle, navigable, and always with lots of kind of possibilities.
Oh, wow. And I don't think anyone will say no to barbecues, right? So asado. And I would love to visit those Paraguay River as well as wetlands as well. Ms. Rumi?
I would say, besides one of the oldest cities of which is Asunción in our continent, I will say that Cordillera and Co르디예리타 is one of the most beautiful places to visit, closest to the capital. And because we have history, we have religion history, we have nature, country lifestyle. And for that, I will recommend this plate called tallarín de gallina casera con chipaguazú, which is, I will translate, okay?
Chipaguazú, that's all I heard.
Tallarín is like your noodles. Noodles with chicken from the farm, and it's made like together, right? And accompanied by chipaguazú is it's like fresh corn tart with cheese and onion, and it's baked in a special oven, wood oven.
Oh, wow.
So that is a very special plate. I think is warmly and home food, and it's special because you taste it only in the country lifestyle. So I'll recommend that. Besides
making me hungry.
the barbecue, the
And
asado,
of course, the
You should always try bori-bori.
Yeah, bori-bori
it's
as well.
food. You will love it.
Yeah, well, bori-bori
So
is,
many to choose.
Yes. Bori-bori is actually this year was awarded as one of the best soup in the world too. It's like a dumpling made of corn.
Bori-bori,
So
asado. Okay. All right. Well,
Many
a lot to
things.
try.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to have to wrap up in about 20 seconds, but I do want to ask you, what was your favorite dish here in Korea? Let's start with Mr. Luis.
Well, I'm a meat lover.
Yeah. Korean barbecue?
Yeah, no, I'm a meat lover.
Oh,
so
just all meat. Okay.
I loved Korean barbecue.
Okay.
But I shall mention the seafood in Busan.
Yes.
You really had some very nice dishes. and
Yes.
I really loved it. And of course, after all, spicy Korean food.
Spicy Korean food.
You guys take spicy very seriously.
Absolutely.
It's delicious. It's not like a burning spicy, right?
Right,
But
right.
I will say that you guys are very courageous.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy some of the meat and spicy food and seafood as well. And I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your stay here in Korea. And that's going to do it for today's The Interview with Mr. Lewis and Ms. Rumi here in the studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we want to keep fostering this relationship with
Yes.
Korea and learning through our best practices. And also, thank you to Korea and Busan Global City and you guys for having us this
It's
morning.
our pleasure.
Thank you for having us here. We're really having a good time, and we appreciate the opportunity you've given us in order for us to take what we learn here and apply it to our cities.
Great to hear. Well, Viva Paraguay. Thank you
Viva.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for today's The Interview. Let's take a quick song break. This is Loving the Sound by Overtones.
Tears I've cried in vain. Yeah, you promised, but you never ever change. No, no. Feel like you never noticed me, never saw my face. Standing in the corner trying to get some grace. We're so over, I'm in a better place. I'm gonna let the light surround me. Yeah, I'm gone. Stop to think about what we had. Ain't it such a shame all the good turn bad? Can you feel me? I'm not looking back. I'm gonna let the light surround me. Yeah, I'm gone, moving on, and I'm loving the sound of the beat of the drum. And I'm gone, moving on, and I'm loving the sound of the beat of the drum. Never saw my face standing in the corner.
And that was Loving the Sound by the Overtones. Welcome back to Busan Worldwide. A lot of supportive messages. We have Pro Dayoto님 messaging in, Diana, Liz, Rosario, Diego, Rafaela. All of our listeners messaging in, really loving our interview with our two of our guests here in the studio. Now, today's text topic, when you traveled abroad, what Korean food did you miss the most? Keep those messages coming in. We have Benny님 saying, one Korean food that I always miss is cup ramen as well. Give me different answer, but yes, I agree with you. And if I can tell what Filipino food I miss if I go abroad is chicken from the famous brand. Ooh, I actually really like chicken from Philippines as well as Vietnam. I really enjoyed it. It is different from Korea and how they fry it usually, so delicious. We're talking about a lot of food and I'm enjoying it, so keep those coming. We're going to move on to Correspondent Reports.
From the heart of Busan to the pulse of the world. Global city, local voices. This is Busan Worldwide.
And now it's time for Correspondent Reports, and we're going to go over to China for the latest updates today. 중국의 박신희 통신원과 함께합니다. 안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요. 중국 통신원 박신입니다.
네, 반갑습니다. So now let's jump into our first topic of the day. The Korean government has dispatched a special envoy to China, so we're going to hear a bit about that. 첫 소식 볼게요. 한국 정부가 중국에 특사단을 파견했는데요. 이 소식 전해주시죠.
네, 이재명 대통령이 중국에 파견한 특사단이 지난 24일 베이징 조어대에서 중국 외교사령탑인 왕이 중국 공산당 중앙외사 판공실 주인 겸 외교부장을 만나서 면담 만찬을 갖고 한중관계 발전 방향에 관한 이 대통령의 시진핑 중국 국가주석 앞 친서를 전달했습니다. 이번 중국 특사단에는 박병석 전 국회의장을 단장으로 더불어민주당 김태년, 박정 의원과 노태우 전 대통령의 아들인 노재현 동아시아 문화재단 이사장이 포함됐습니다.
I see. So on August 24th, President Lee Jae-myung's special envoy met with Wang Yi, China's top diplomat and foreign minister, at State Guest House in Beijing. They held talks at a dinner during which the envoy delivered a personal letter from President Lee. And President Xi Jinping received it, and the delegation was led by former National Assembly Speaker Park Byung-seok and included Democratic Party lawmakers and also son of former President No Tae-woo, which is Do Jae-hyun, and also chairman of the East and Asia Cultural Foundation as well. Now, what was discussed between the special envoy and foreign minister Wang Yi? 중국 특사단과 왕이 외교부장은 어떤 얘기를 나눴나요?
예, 한국에서 온 특사단과 만난 왕이 부장은 한국의 새 정부가 특사단을 중국에 파견하고 한중 관계 발전에 관한 메시지를 전달해 준 데 대해서 깊은 사의를 표하고 대통령의 친서를 시진핑 주석에게 신속하게 보고하겠다고 전했습니다. 특사단은 경주 에이펙 정상회의에 시진핑 주석의 방한을 요청했으며 양측은 이와 관련해서 긴밀히 소통하기로 했습니다. 그리고 양측은 양국 국민의 삶에 실질적으로 기여하는 한중 전략적 협력 동반자 관계를 만들어 나가는 데 공감하고 인문교류, 경제협력, 그리고 공급망 등 분야에서 국민이 체감할 성과를 함께 만들기로 했습니다.
I see. So Wang Yi expressed a deep appreciation for the envoy's visit and the message, promising to promptly report President Yi's letter to President Xi. And the envoy invited Xi to attend the upcoming APEC summit in Gyeongju, and both sides agreed to stay in close communication. They also concurred on expanding practical cooperation in areas such as economy, supply chains, and cultural exchanges to build a strategic partnership that directly benefits both peoples. And the delegation also held other meetings, right? 다른 일정도 이어졌다고요?
예, 그렇습니다. 특사단은 25일 왕원타오 중국 상무부장과 한중 경제협력에 대해 논의하고 닝푸쿠이, 추고홍, 싱하이밍 등 전직 주한 중국 대사 3명과 오찬 간담회를 가졌습니다. 이 자리에서 박 의장은 참석자들에게 그간 한중 관계의 발전을 위해 기여해온 데 대해 감사의 뜻을 표하고 앞으로도 양국 관계에 계속해서 관심을 갖고 성원해달라고 당부했습니다. 그리고 26일에는 한정국가 보주성 및 자오러지 전국인민대표대회 상무위원장과 면담을 진행하기로 했습니다.
I see. So on the 25th, the delegation met with Commerce Minister Wang Wentao to discuss economic cooperation and held a luncheon with 3 former Chinese ambassadors to Korea. Park expressed gratitude for their contributions to bilateral ties and asked for continued support. And on the 26th, the delegation also met with Vice President Han Jung and NPC Standing Committee Chairman Zhao Leji as well. Well, with that, let's jump into our next topic of the day. There are reports of a Telegram-based sexual exploitation case in China, so let's hear a bit about this. 다음 소식 볼게요. 중국에서 텔레그램을 통한 성착취 사건이 발생했다고요?
예, 중국에서 남성 수십만 명이 텔레그램 대화방을 통해서 여성을 불법 촬영한 영상과 성착취물 등을 공유한 디지털 성범죄가 발생해서 대중의 분노를 사고 있습니다. 이번 사건은 중국 20대 여성 D씨가 최근 당신의 영상이 유출된 것을 알고 있나요? 라는 익명의 메시지를 받고 자신의 개인적인 사진과 동영상 20여 개를 전 남자친구가 대규모 비공개 텔레그램 대화방에 유출한 사실을 알게 됐고 이를 사회 관계망 서비스에 올리면서 이슈가 됐는데요. D씨가 폭로한 텔레그램 대화방은 마스크 파크 비밀 포럼이라는 이름의 중국어 채널로 남성 이용자 10만 명 이상이 모여서 불법 촬영물과 성착취물을 공유하는 곳이었습니다.
정말 충격적인 사건입니다. So the scandal has shocked the public after it was revealed that hundreds of thousands of men shared illegally filmed videos and sexual exploitation content in Telegram chat rooms. A woman in her 20s discovered that her ex-boyfriend had leaked more than 20 personal photos and videos into a secret channel with over 100,000 members. So then how has the Chinese government responded? 중국 정부의 대응은 어떻습니까?
예, 사회적 파장 때문인지 중국 당국은 침묵을 지킨 채 피해 사실을 알리거나 행동을 촉구하는 게시물들을 삭제하고 있는데요. 중국 네티즌들은 한국의 N번방 사건과 연관지어서 이번 사건을 중국판 N번방으로 부르면서 분노를 쏟아내고 있습니다. 그러나 오히려 중국 당국은 침묵 속에서 관련 게시물 검열을 강화하고 있는데요. CNN과 ABC 등 해외 매체들은 이 사건과 관련해서 중국 당국이 현재까지 관련한 입장 표명을 하지 않고 있고 공안부 등 당국이 수사에 착수했다는 징후도 아직 없다고 전했습니다. 한국에서는 N번방 사건 주범들이 붙잡혀서 징역형을 받았고 성범죄 처벌을 강화하는 법적 개혁이 이루어졌지만 중국에서는 유사 범죄에 대한 처벌 수위가 약한 상황입니다. 때문에 중국에서는 불법 촬영이 심각한 사생활 침해나 명예훼손, 그 밖에 심각한 결과를 불러오지 않는 한 형사 고발로 이어지기 어렵다고 합니다.
I see. So authorities have remained silent, instead deleting posts that reported the crime or urged action. Chinese netizens have expressed outrage, but so far there are no signs of an official investigation. Outlets like CNN and ABC noted that punishments for such crimes in China are weak, and illegal filming rarely leads to criminal charges unless it causes severe harm. Very unfortunate indeed. Now with that, we're going to have to wrap up today's correspondent report, getting all the latest updates from China. 동현님 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 지금까지 중국통신원 박신이었습니다.
And that's all for today's update from Beijing, China with Mr. Park Shin-hee. Now, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in today. I do hope that you enjoyed every one of our segments, messaging in and also listening and tuning in. Thank you so much. Now, we have a lot of messages coming in, especially our listeners from Paraguay, and we do appreciate that. Today's text topic was, when you traveled abroad or when you do travel abroad, what Korean food do you miss the most? 장 PD, what food do you miss the most?
컵라면.
컵라면.
삼겹살.
삼겹살. I don't know why we always miss these foods, but 컵라면, I definitely miss it. Sometimes I think about 참치찌개 as well. Delicious. It is lunchtime. I hope you enjoy your lunchtime. We also have 5883번님, 해외 나가면 김치찌개가 너무 먹고 싶더라고요. 뭔가 얼큰한 걸 먹어야 되는 것 같아요. Oh, delicious. Yes. Listeners, I hope you enjoyed today's lunchtime, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. Today's final song for today is 새벽녘 by Epitone Project. Hope you have a wonderful day today. Bye-bye.
밤새 내린 빗줄기는 소리 없이 마름을 적시고 구름 거친 하늘 위로 어딘가를 향해 떠나는 비행기 막연함도 불안도 혹시 모르는 물도 때로는 당연한 시간인걸 기억들이 떠올라 함께했던 시간을 꺼내놓고 오랜만에 웃고 있는 날 보며 잘 지냈었냐고 물어보네. 수많은 기억들이 시간의 눈물들은 어느샌가 너의 모습이 되어 잘 지냈었냐고 물어보네. 밤새 내린 빗줄기는 소리 없이 적시고 구름 거친 하늘 위로 어딘가를 향해 떠나는 비행기 막연함도 불안도 혹시 모르는 물도 때로는 당연한 시간인 것
부산 영어 방송.
출근길 아이 걱정을 내려놓을 수 있다는 것. 그건 어쩌면 가장 큰